Good afternoon. It's Friday after our class, and based on what we did in class today, I thought I would do a couple of videos. So this first one is about installing Visual Studio Code on your Windows computer. So here's how we're going to do it. First, we're going to go to Blackboard so you can see that document that has the instructions and the link. So Blackboard is at blackboard.sau.edu. So log into Blackboard, and then we'll go find our class, CSCI 140B. Go on the left to Courses, CSCI 140B, it's right here. You should automatically go into the weekly activities, and under week 1, a bunch of handouts. One of them is setting up Visual Studio Code. So we'll open this, and at the top of this is the link for downloading it. So we'll go there, opens up this website, a couple different download options for Windows or Linux or Mac. So for the Windows one, we're going to go to the User Installer 64-bit. We'll click on that, and you can see the download is started. It's going to take a little bit. I'll pause recording and come back when the download is finished. Okay, we're back. Visual Studio Code installer has downloaded. Go to the downloads folder by coming here. The downloads. So there it is. I'm going to run the installer now. And I will accept the agreement. Click Next. Take this default location as fine. Go Next. I'm also going to create a desktop icon for now. And we'll say install. So we're going through the install process. That goes pretty quickly. I'm going to take this off. I want to launch it manually just to make sure I know how to do it when I need to use it. So there's the installation. We can close that. Now that we have Visual Studio installed, let's run it. I'll use the link on my desktop. So we have Visual Studio Code running. We want to install our extensions, so I'll come down here to this extension menu on the left. And the first one we want to install is what? Let's go back to our browser. We will go to this PDF again. The first one we want is Live Server. So let's install Live Server extension. I'm going to search for it. Live Server. Install that. So once it's installed, we need to do one configuration for this. We're going to go to File, Preferences, Settings, and we're going to search for Live Server. I want to make sure that this says Chrome. Live Server Settings, Custom Browser. So you can click down and you can see the different browsers that are on my system. And so Chrome is the one that I want. Once I do that, I can close the settings window, close the Live Server window, and we have Live Server installed. Let's delete this search bar, and we have one extension installed. What's the next extension we want? The next one is called Better Comments. Come back to Visual Studio Code and search for Better Comments, and there it is. So we're going to click Install. So Better Comments is installed. Close this installation window, clear the search bar, and we see Better Comments is installed. What's the next one we want? The next one is called Code Spell Checker. So we'll come here and search for Code Spell Checker. Lots of languages available. The top one is English. That's what I'm going to use. Click Install. That installation is finished. I'll close this window, clear the search bar, and we see we have Code Spell Checker installed. The last one that we need is VS Code icons. So we'll come here and search for VS Code icons. I'm going to install this. That installation is finished. Let's clear this out, and we can see that we have the VS Code icons installed. Let's go back and take a look at the rest of this PDF document. We want to turn on link editing. So I'm going to go to the File menu, Preference, Settings, and search for Linked. So we're going to go to File menu, Preferences, Settings, search for LINKED, and linked editing, we want to make sure it has a check. Mine already does. That's right off of our PDF here. Linked editing. The next one we want to do is turn on bracket pair colorization. So I'm going to search for bracket pair, and I'm going to make sure that bracket pair colorization is enabled. I'll have a check mark next to it. I'm going to search for bracket pair. Go back to Visual Studio Code. Still in Settings, search for bracket pair, all one word. And we see here, Editor bracket pair colorization enabled, has a check. So we're all done with that. I should be able to close the settings window. I'm back to my PDF, and that's everything. So let's close this browser. Let's close that. And now here you go, you have Visual Studio installed and ready to use.